my goodness, you guys know how much I love new artists, and I am very, very excited about this upcoming podcast with JP Kane and Blake Smith from the band Surfaced. We've been playing A Petal of Ash. The video has been on our website, ladosisradio.com, now for a minute, and you guys are awesome. So, JP and Blake, thank you guys so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
So tell us first off, what was the last show that you guys played live, The Surface, and how did it go?
Oh
What
no.
was the last show we played live?
Um
Was it the Lexington show at the Mad X?
yes.
The
Yes.
last show, I'm pretty sure the last show we played was in Richmond, Kentucky at a new venue called the Mad X. It was an album release show for our friends in Retribution. They're a band from Lexington, very good band. Anyone listening should check them out. And
Awesome.
it was an awesome show. It went great. We don't get to play Lexington too much anymore, but it's kind of like a second home to us. So it was very fun.
Where are you guys based out of?
Louisville, Kentucky, and
Okay.
Oldham, Kentucky.
Okay, so how's the scene there for you guys? Like, how have you guys been finding it for being able, like, are there a shit ton of venues where you guys get to play at? Is there a hardcore metal scene there? What's it like?
There's like 4 venues, but there's just shows there every single week, every single weekend, and the scene is just super, super cool. Everyone shows up to every single show pretty much. It's awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So there's like a tight-knit community where everybody's like, oh shit, these guys are going to release a new EP or release a new track. Let's go support.
Yep.
Yeah, when we first started, there weren't really a lot of the bands were older than us, and not to say like they were bad or anything. It was just like there was no one like our age. They were great bands, but as the years have gone by, there are now a lot of bands that are like people our age that we play with consistently, and it's very cool.
Very, very cool. All right, so this is for both of you. We'd love to ask about how you guys got started in music in the first place, right? So, JP, let's start with you. When you start to think about like when you were like super, super like child baby, and there like is there a certain song or a time where you say like is there a musical memory that you would say, oh shit, that potentially started the spark for me to jump into the wonderful world of music?
I love this question. So my brother's 10 years older than me, and he's been playing drums since like literally since I started remembering things and like gaining consciousness. So like I just being around him playing metal drums, like Avenged Sevenfold, Bullet for My Valentine, just like covers of all that shit in our basement. And like I just started like being around that forever. And then, but like the real like moment where I was like, oh, I love music. This is my thing that I can remember is I'd get home from like elementary school, start playing Minecraft, and the only like thing of technology I had was my brother's laptop, and I would open it and play his playlist on Spotify and just play Minecraft, and it was all like Beartooth, Attack Attack, Bullet for My Valentine, Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot. So it's like all that stuff just got me real into music, and then he helped me obviously because he's a musician himself.
Very, very cool, man. That's awesome that you had that already like in the household where you could be like, fuck yeah, well, like, what about yourself? What was your like, what's your first musical memory inspiration where you're like, oh shit?
Dude, I also love this question. When I was really young, my dad would play a lot of like really old country. Like he listened to a lot of Hank Williams, and I can't think of any of the other names, but I always hated it. And one day he was talking about this band called Slipknot, and I was like 9 years old, and we were in his truck, and he showed it to me, and he showed me the music video. I want to say it was like Psychosocial by Slipknot, and he was showing me the music video, and they were like on fire, and I was like terrified, and it scared, dude. It was so scary to me, but for some reason, like I just loved it because it was scary, and then like from that point on, like the second I heard Slipknot, I just like went heavy into heavy music. Like it was all I listened to. And before I was just listening to like pop casually. Um, which some of that stuff is still good now. But the second my dad showed me Slipknot, it was
Oh
yeah.
and you were like that all in. And Blake, when did you start picking up drums?
I want to say it was, how old are you in sixth grade? Like 13?
12, 13.
Yeah, probably 13.
And then that's it. And you just knew that was what you wanted to play, and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go dominate.
Oh yeah, I've been into like skating, and I got into drums because of school. Like I got thrown into a band class and I just picked drums because it seemed the easiest. And then I broke my leg and I was like, oh, I can't skate anymore. And all I could do was play drums. So for the last 8 years, that's kind of all I've been doing.
Very cool. And so how did you guys meet, and how did Surfaced form?
You want me to do it?
I guess, yeah.
So there was a local show in Louisville that I went to. I didn't know him at the time, but then one of the bands like posted a picture from that show, and I went. He was the only comment on the show on that picture, and I just like clicked on his profile, and then it was like Louisville drums, blah blah blah, and I just DM'd him. I was like, "Do you want to play drums?" Because I like drummers are the hardest thing to find, like ever.
Oh.
So I was just like taking a shot, and I was like, "You want to play drums?" He's like, "Sure." And then that's how I got him. But like Surfaced was another band, not really. Our guitar player Zayden, who's been in Mexico for the last like 2 years, he was in it. And then this other guy I worked at Walmart with named Garrett. And then we also worked at Walmart with Q, our other, this is a long story, our other guitar player. And he was always like, hey man, if you want to like play music or anything, let me know. And I was like, always like, yeah. I thought I found my group. And then me and Zayden, whenever we found Blake, we just like ditched the other guy, got Q, and then bam, that's just how it started.
Okay. Your first EP, Sacrifice, from 2023, had a couple of well, it was great, but there were 2 tracks I really like, Bear Witness and Panic. How was the songwriting process for that first EP of yours?
So those were the first things like we ever wrote. Whenever we started, we tried covering some bands that we liked just to see if we can play music together, like if any of us are good at instruments. And covering songs that you've never practiced is a little harder than we thought. So we just were like, let's just write some songs. And the very first thing we ever wrote was Bear Witness. And then it sounded a lot different than it does on the recording. But that was it. We tried covering songs and we were like, oh, we can't cover these. And so we just wrote those 2. And I believe those are the first 2 things we've ever written.
And where did you guys record those tracks?
We recorded them in Louisville with our friend Cliffy Madden. He is awesome. He recorded, mixed, and mastered all of it. We just did it in his basement. And yeah, it took like 3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours for 2 songs, yeah.
Yeah, we just went in and just like hammered it out. And then, yeah.
Very cool. Right after Sacrifice, you guys released another EP, Nothingness Forever. Tracks Throne of Lies, Visibly Audible, and Floored. Same recording process? Did you guys record at the same place?
We recorded with the same guy, but we did it here at JP's house. And we got it mixed and mastered by Tyler Washington, the drummer of Foreign Hands. So it was almost the same guy tracking, but different mixing and mastering.
But the writing process was just like, we were like, oh, we've written songs before, let's just do that again. And that's literally just all it was. We just like kind of started doing it.
Just throw out some more tracks, let's go. Like, all right, cool. Like, go to town. Was that the same for the song Right With God?
Yeah, we got bored. And we practiced like so much, and every practice, you're just playing the songs and then we're just hanging out. So to combat just getting bored, we write music all the time. So we had like 3 songs, and we were like just bored. So we were like, let's just go record a single and just throw it out just for fun.
Please tell us, how did you guys end up getting signed to this to your new label, 1126 out of Massachusetts?
Was it Sing Tom in Atlanta?
It's a handful of things. So we went on tour with this band called Tracheotomy, who's also on that same label. Damn. So the manager Tom for what does Tom do? Tom manages bands and also works for that same record label. And he came when we played Atlanta with that tour, and we met him. He didn't say anything about it. And then we got a booking agent, and the booking agent was like, hey, I want you to meet my friend Tom, who you've met already, but he's interested in working with you. And like, obviously, if someone's like, hey, here's a record label, we're going to be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, that's the dream, right? Like, get out there.
Mm-hmm.
The song Wasted in Hatred, that was my introduction to you guys. When I heard that, I was like, what is this? Because it's fucking solid track. It's from your newest EP that's coming out next week, Where Angels Fear to Tread. I love that song. It's fucking awesome. I read, JP, that you wrote about it, about your cat passing away while you weren't home.
Yes. That's correct.
What was the scenario there? Like,
so
were you gone for were you on tour or something?
Yeah,
or?
We were on a tour, stopped by Louisville to spend one night just because it made sense while driving. Saw the cat. Cat seemed perfectly fine. We leave, come back again 2 days later to pick up our guitarist who was sick. I see the cat. We leave again and then come back the next night. I don't remember why. And I knocked on my parents' door. I was like, hey, we're home. I'm leaving now. Where's the cat? And she just looks at me and starts bawling her eyes out. And I didn't know what to feel in the moment. Like, I was mad. I was sad. I was like, I was in complete shock. So that's basically what the song I wrote about. It was like, I miss the cat. I was mad about the cat dying, but I'm also sad about the cat dying. I miss the cat. And blah, 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 you know.
Okay. What was the inspiration behind A Petal of Ash? The track is amazing.
That is the Panic song. That's where I just like, every time I write a song, I'm in a sort of like state of mind. Like, I pretty much, whatever I'm feeling in that moment, if I'm like writing it or typing it out, that's what it's going to be about. And I was having a panic attack when I wrote that. So I kind of wrote it to where it didn't really make sense, but it just barely makes sense about I'm freaking out, but it's also in like I'm twisting the words kind of.
Do you guys try to play live? I saw that you guys are doing a pretty big festival coming up soon, right?
I think so. Yeah, that's best.
Yeah. And do you guys normally gig every when you guys feel like it, or you guys try to do at least once a month just to be like, we gotta play live?
We try to play live as much as humanly possible. There's a whole, when we started, we played Louisville every single week. And after probably 6 months, we were like, oh, we can't do that, because eventually everyone's going to be so sick and tired of us. Because I would be sick and tired if I was seeing a band every single week. And so we started booking our own tours, and it was never the first tour. I booked it was 3 days, and then we went out and did that, and then we were like, this is fun. So then we did a week. It was 8 or 9 days, and then we just really enjoyed it. So we got some tour offers. A couple of them were around 20 to 23 days, and we just really like touring, and we just love playing shows. So we pretty much try to do it as much as possible.
Where would you guys love to go on tour if you guys could say, all right, obviously the whole world would be ideal, but is there a certain place where you guys are like, oh man, it'd be awesome to play at blank? If you had to pick one spot where you're like, oh, hell yeah.
Costa Rica.
Aside from Costa Rica, that was a trick question, I promise. I'm obviously Costa Rica, but somewhere else where you guys would be like, oh man, that'd be dope.
Dude,
The whole world.
I don't
all of it, right?
I don't know where outside of America I'd want to play.
Frankfurt, Germany. That's my answer.
I want to go to California, which is in America, but I don't know. America's so big that that's basically a whole nother like side of the world from where we are. I don't know why I want to play California so bad. I think I just want to go to California in general, but shows out there seem pretty dope. Shows in Texas seem really dope. I want to get out west.
This question is for both of you. JP, if you had to choose one band that called you to say, yo, we want you guys to open up for us on our next tour, who would it be?
Shit. Can I do a top 4?
Sure. Yes, absolutely, brother.
Okay, maybe 3 since Blake reacted like that. Let's say Gojira, Meshuggah, Slipknot.
Okay. What about you, Blake?
I'd have to say Slipknot.
Yeah.
They've been my favorite band since I was 9 years old. That's probably the one.
What do you guys normally do when you're not doing music, when you're not writing music? What kind of hobbies do you guys have?
Video games, working, cooking food, eating food.
We're all in like 4 other bands.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Even outside of Surfaced, we are extremely busy with music. Like obviously we all work, but for me, especially outside of work, I'm pretty much just doing music.
Okay. What are you guys listening to these days? It doesn't have to be like awesome metal, but like what are you guys listening to today? Real life.
I
On the
forgot what
spot.
I was listening to earlier. I was listening to I love Pierce the Veil. I listen to them at least once a day. My favorite band is Sanction, so I listen to them every single day too. But I kind of like EDM and house music sometimes. So I'll just throw on a playlist. Like I don't know any of the artists. I just like listen to house music. Keeps the vibe right.
Cool.
You know?
Blake, other than Slipknot, what else are you listening to?
I've got 3 bands that I'm strictly listening to right now. I've been listening to a lot of Converge, a lot of Death Heaven, and a lot of Skinhead. Those 3 bands are kind of on all different spectrums of like heavy music, but depending on the mood I'm in, I have all 3 of those on repeat and pretty much nothing else right now.
Okay, very, very cool. Have either one of you guys ever been to Costa Rica, even on vacation?
Nope,
No.
never.
You guys are gonna love the metal scene when you guys make it down here. Guys, you guys are awesome. What are you guys? So, are you guys writing new stuff? We have the EP coming out in 9 days, and then are you guys planning on doing like a full album, or what do you guys have like? What are we looking at in the future for Surface?
As of right now, the plan is a full length next. We're already writing for it. We have like 5 or 6 songs that are kind of just stashed away, and then one day we're gonna go through and finish them and see who likes what, see who doesn't like what. But as of right now, yeah, a full length is up next.
Awesome. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time with us today. You guys are awesome. JP Kane and Blake Smith of Surface. The video for the new single, A Petal of Ashes, on our website at ladosisradio.com. Guys, we are excited to see what happens with Surface in the future. Hopefully you guys will blow up as big as I think you guys are going to, because I love your songwriting, and do a LATAM tour, and we'd love to have you guys down here in Costa Rica if you guys are able to make it down here soon.
I'd love to make it. Thank you so
you.
much, man. You've got great questions.
Oh, thank you, my brother. Thank you guys so much for the time.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having
man.
us.
Thank you so much.
Fresh